Good morning, and welcome back to our Behind Her Brand Monday Morning Brew. I am really excited about this one today. I had a chance to be in the vicinity where a lesson that I learned a long time ago was like right there in my face. And this Monday morning for this brew, I am having this cup here. Many of you guys may remember Alicia Boting. She has beautiful designs, beautiful cups as you see here. She's a celebrity cup designer. And this mug is very fitting for what we're going to talk about today. Very, very fitting, actually. So I went to go work at a local, like a little coffee shop place. I love working at local coffee shops. And these two women were talking quite loudly about their frustrations in business, and they were going on and on. And as I got in my car and I was leaving, I started to think about how grateful I am about a lesson that I learned very, very long ago. But to me, it serves as a constant reminder. It's also constant barometer, if you will, that I check in with myself to make sure that I'm doing this. I was listening to them complain about the fact that they didn't have a lot of clients, complain that their clients were irritating to work with, all type of things. And it made me think about that scripture that says not to, and I'm probably not saying it exactly right, despite your small beginnings, right? Because God watches what he gives you in small ways so that he can see, can he trust you with much? And what I started to think about, and this is a lesson I learned a long time ago, is that you may not have all the clients that you want right now. You may not have the kind of business that you want right now. But I also learned that excellence does not start when you have large bodies of clients. Excellence does not start when your business is overflowing. Excellence does not start, honestly, if say maybe you're someone that speaks and you're in front of different crowds, it doesn't matter the big crowd, that's not when excellence shows up. Excellence shows up in the smallest acts that you do day in, day out, even in the beginning. And when I say beginning, I don't even mean you starting a new business, because some of you may have had successful businesses and you're starting over again. Whatever your beginning is, that's where excellence begins as well. It's how do you treat clients when you only have 3? Because how you treat the 3 is going to be how you're going to treat the 300. It also depends on how do you communicate? How do you pour into them? How do you make sure they don't feel like a transaction? And the reason why I said I had my cup of tea this morning out of her mug, and made me think about her. When she and I first had our conversation, we just connected immediately. She was just such a joy to talk to, and like I said, she was in our magazine and everything. But she even mentioned how she talks to each customer. She follows up with them by email. And here's the thing, she's been on so many different news stations, The View, you name it. Celebrities have used her coffee mugs. They promoted it. So most people would be like, wait a minute, you're already like at this place, not just with this, but also her and her husband have a successful real estate business. So you talk to people one-on-one, and she's like, she does. She says, I believe that customer interaction is so critical and so important. And it's important that people don't feel like you're too high that they can't reach or talk to. And that's so important. Excellence starts at the beginning. It starts with, no matter what number you have, giving people that time and space. And I also think about another person. Her name is Pamela Owens, and she does a lot with fundraising and stuff. And she has a very small team, but they create huge waves. And she still handwrites notes to all of her fundraising donors and people that sponsor, people that support. You'll get a handwritten note from her thanking you for your support. And to some people that may not seem like a big deal, but it is, because nowadays with things being so techy and so what's the word I want to use? Not as engaging. Having someone take the time to write a note, and she's a CEO of a couple of companies, but she takes the time to write a note to say, hey, so-and-so, I appreciate you for sewing into us. That makes a difference. So why am I bringing all of this up today, and what's the purpose of this particular brew? It made me think about how important it is that we don't complain about what we feel like we don't have. If you have one client, make that client feel like they are the most special thing in the world. Don't complain about your numbers. Don't complain that people are not liking all your posts. Because if you take a step back and think, am I even showing up excellent in my social media? Meaning, are you commenting? Are you liking other people? Are you supporting other people? When people take the time to comment on my posts, sometimes it may take me a day or two, but I make sure that I comment to all of them. That may not be your thing, and that is totally fine. But find what makes you stand out with your respective audiences. I do that because I want to encourage them to continue to talk to me. I want to encourage them to continue to follow me and to engage with me, and for them to know that I'm going to engage right back. For me, that matters for me. It may not be a big thing for you. Maybe your thing is liking people's posts and sharing things, whatever that looks like. At the end of the day, excellence is about intentionality and showing up with a real focus in mind. And so if you feel like, let me back up. If you review the conversations that you've had the last month about your business and about your growth and about where you are today, ask yourself, am I showing up in this moment with excellence? Am I showing up in this moment with intentionality? Am I showing up in this moment in a way that speaks into where I want to go? All those things are very, very important. And for some people, you may be like, you know what, Kim, it's just been a rough time. So sometimes I vent about it. That's fine. We all vent about things. But if you stay stuck in a pattern of conversation where you're always talking about what you don't have, you're always speaking into your lack, you're always saying that you're never growing, you don't understand why people are not responding, you don't understand why this is not moving faster. If you always speak into your lack, you will stay in lack, period. And I'm a big believer. I don't speak into my lack. I don't speak into things that I don't have, but I will speak into the things that I want to grow. So if I have 5 marketing clients, I'm going to pour into them, I'm going to thank them, and I'm going to make sure they know that I appreciate their business. If I have 50, I'm going to do the same thing. Okay? So as I close this up, it was important for me to share because it is so easy for us to look at where we are today and speak against where we are today versus looking at what can I do from a spirit of excellence? How can I pour into the people that did say yes? How can I pour into people that are always sharing and always supporting? How can I pour into the people that always comment no matter what I post, they comment? How can I pour into the people that no matter what, I know I'm going to get their celebrated high fives. They're going to make me feel like I'm top of the line, whatever that might be. What are you doing for those people? Because what you nurture today is what grows tomorrow. And I believe that if you nurture the people that are showing up for you, and I don't mean nurturing in that you just like say thank you so much for them, but you're doing it back to them, because nurturing to me, and it's a whole other video, is big on reciprocity. I can't even say the word this morning, but y'all know. Basically doing for them as they do for you. Really building that, tilling that ground, growing that ground. All of that to me speaks to how you treat your beginnings. Okay? So I hope this encourages someone. And if nothing else, maybe it spurs someone on to think about, am I doing that right now in my business? Am I really treating the people that have given me their yes with excellence? And if you're not, no problem, start today. And if you are, continue to press forward. You can't help be successful by, I'm going to rephrase that. To me, success follows excellency. It just does. So we'd love to hear your thoughts, and I hope that this was helpful in some way. And thank y'all so much for showing up each Monday morning. It means the world to me. I try to keep these short and sweet. Sometimes they're a little bit longer, sometimes they're short. But I appreciate each of you for sharing, for listening, for commenting. I really do. I really appreciate each of you guys for doing that. Have the most